My patient, 40-year-old male, Hindu office worker from Mumbai, came with the chief complaints of left flank pain since 2 days. The pain was dull, aching, and tight, mild to moderate degree, relieved by medication that is paracetamol, no aggravating factors, non-radiating, and no sudden increase in pain or decrease in pain with increased urination.
Yes, Monish, you want to
Yes.
ask anything?
Yes, sir. Was it associated with lithuria or pyuria? Was there
So
any
there was no history
hematuria?
of,
Tanvi, let him ask all the questions. You
okay,
please tell us what are the things you want to ask.
So whether there was any associated hematuria?
Okay, what else?
So whether there were any associated lower unit tract symptoms?
Okay, what else?
So associated fever, vomiting.
Okay, keep on telling us. Then we will tell you what are the positive and negative histories.
Yes.
Yeah, Paras, you want to ask anything?
Sir, any history of similar episodes in the past or any significant pain patient is remembering in the past
Okay.
regarding this?
Now, patient has got the left flank pain. Then which are the organs you are thinking in terms of?
So, a 40-year-old male with left flank pain, you must have 3 to 4 differential diagnoses in your mind. When patient came to OPD, we will suspect some stone disease, we will suspect some PUJ, we will suspect some cystic disease. It may be simple or complex. It may be adult polycystic kidney disease. वो हिसाब से negative history पूछना है. Not like haphazardly pure, sometimes history of malignancy. ऐसा ये इधर का दो उधर का दो ऐसा नहीं. आप सुन रहे हो ना?
Yes.
Yes.
हाँ, तो जो 4-5 डायग्नोसिस दिमाग में रखा है ना, उसका हर एक का 3-4 पॉइंट एक साथ करके एक सेंटेंस में वो नेगेटिव हिस्ट्री आना है. जैसे कि डायबिटीज का है तो पॉलीयूरिया, पॉलीडिप्सिया, पॉलीफेजिया. नो हिस्ट्री ऑफ पॉलीयूरिया, पॉलीफेजिया, पॉलीडिप्सिया इटसेल्फ. तो वो एग्जामिनर को पता चलेगा कि वो डायबिटीज के लिए पूछ रहा है.
Yes.
तो वो हिसाब से पूछना है. नेगेटिव हिस्ट्री मींस कुछ भी दिल में जो आए वो हैपाजार्डली नहीं पूछना है.
Yes.
वो एग्जामिनर को पता लगना चाहिए कि तुम क्यों पूछ रहे हो बोल.
In exam, first of all, you are a urologist and you know that you are going to get such cases. So basically the left side, any mass, any pain or anything comes, the first thing that comes in your mind is kidney. And so kidney, as Dr. Jite said, 4 important things you have to keep it in mind, and you have to ask either positive or negative history about that. At the same time, what other structure can be there, that also you have to think, and you have to ask related to that. Now, after finishing your history, suppose if you come to a particular diagnosis, then again you can go back and you can ask that history also, and you have to tell it. And so when the examiner tell you why you are asking that, you can always say, sir, after examination, my diagnosis was differential diagnosis I had, and that is why I am asking this.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
basically, there are how many structures you are dealing with on the left side?
So it may be associated with the kidney. It may be associated with spleen, or so the left-sided colon, maybe diverticulitis or any other pathology.
Yes. Any pathology which again it can infiltrate the kidneys also. And the last one is
so the ureter.
Yes,
ureteric obstruction.
Yes, and
so adrenal.
Adrenal. Very good. So you have to be very clear. Initially, you have to ask all questions about kidneys, about ureters, and after that, if you think, then you can ask about your colon, adrenals, and spleen. Okay, it can be vice versa. It can be kidney which has involved this, or it can be colon. Fine. Okay, tell me what is the next?
So patient's negative history as follows. Patient has no history of fever, no history of vomiting, hematuria, lithuria or dysuria. Patient has no history of LUTS, no history of headache, syncope, dizziness or perspiration or chest pain or palpitations, no history of associated lump in abdomen, no associated distension or constipation, no bone pain, loss of appetite, loss of weight, cough, yellowish coloration of eyes, no trauma history or instrumentation history. Patient is sexually active and family is complete.
Why you ask history of headache, syncope, dizziness, perspiration, chest pain, palpitation in 40-year-old old male with just left loin pain or flank pain?
Sir, he has a history of left flank pain, so I wanted to rule out all the different organs of origin of this. And in one of my DDs is adrenal as a source. So for that reason, I have asked.
Okay.
As I told you, and Paras is now unmuted.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See again that after examination and all, if you find something, okay,
Yes.
that is not fitting into your diagnosis and you've forgotten to ask, again you can go back. You can say, okay, sir, these are the things which I asked after the examination. I thought this is relevant, so I asked them.
नहीं, why I ask this question? Because
Yeah.
examiner में judge होती है. Do you really routinely ask the same history in your OPD for a left
Yes,
line
sir.
pain patient? 99% no. Answer is no.
Yes.
So sir is telling that if you got some clue in examination or investigation, then again you can go back to the patient and ask the remaining history. At that time, examiner
Yes, sir.
also not examiner also allow you to check the history. It is not necessary to ask all the history in primary only.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Patient has no history of any comorbidities. Patient's bladder, bowel, appetite is normal. No addictions and no significant family history.
Yes.
So-
So Paras and
Yes, sir.
Monish.
Yes.
Now, what
So-
are your differential diagnoses again? And tell me very fast that what you want to do.
So differential diagnosis. First, I would like to keep stone disease as my first differential diagnosis.
What's the organ? Please tell us the organ.
So ureteric calculus.
Why?
So because 40-year-old male presenting with the left flank pain. So
Ureteric calculus has a classical history of left loin pain radiating to if it is upper ureteric, if it is mid ureteric, if it is lower ureteric. So हर एक का एक क्लासिकल हिस्ट्री है, यहाँ शुरू होता है और यहाँ तक जाता है. ऐसा है क्या इसमें?
No, sir. Actually, there's no radiation.
Have you asked for that?
If it's saying dull aching pain only for on the left side, then which stone will come in your mind?
So maybe the renal calculus
renal
in the pelvis.
Yeah. Whenever there is a dull aching pain, it is usually a renal stone, either in the
Yes.
pelvis or it may be in the calyx.
Yes.
Whenever there is ureteric stone, it is a colic, not pain.
Why
Okay.
it is like? Yes, Paras, can you tell us quickly
So
why?
because
Said
because
so?
ureter is a hollow structure, and there are the progressive waves of compression or decompression of the ureter. That's why there is a pain comes in, so spikes of every 20 minutes and then go off when the ureter relax.
Ureteric peristalsis try to overcome the obstruction caused by the stone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And,
Understood, Paras.
and that peristaltic movement, there is a spasmodic spasm of that longitudinal muscle of the ureter, which will cause pain.
Yes.
And what is the D? What is the D now of this thing? Nerve supply of ureter.
Indirectly, sir is asking why there is radiation from that to that side. Which nerve, which nerve is at the upper ureter, which nerve is with the mid ureter, which is at the lower ureter.
Sir, upper ureter
Yes.
is supplied uh, 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 T12, sir.
If, if
And
these questions you must have ready answer. If you are not able to answer these anatomical questions, it will hamper your full viva from up to the end.
You understood, Moni?
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
you made that mistake of dull aching and said the first diagnosis is ureteric calculus, you are parasite or no, and that is why this has happened. So you
Yes.
have to know about it starts from upper ureter, middle ureter, and lower. So as someone has said very rightly, from T10 subcostal, it starts. Okay,
Yes.
and
Yes.
L1, L2, and then lower down. So like that, you have to remember this.
Yes.
And then why it is a dull aching pain?
sir, dull aching pain represent the parenchymal or capsular pain, which is more of a visceral pain, purely localized pain.
Yeah, good. Okay, so now your diagnosis is what? First is most probably it is a
Sir,
Spondylosis.
any
what
renal
is
pathology, sir, still. It's
Sir. Yes.
Cyst है, stone है, PUJ, that is routinely.
Yes.
what is the differential diagnosis?
So second would be
Differential
PUJ
diagnosis.
obstruction,
Yeah,
and third would be any cystic disease of the kidney.
yes.
Very good. Fine.
So what
Anything
Sir,
else?
should we put malignancy?
malignancy
Sim-
only with the dull aching pain you can put, but very down the line, not in the first 3-4.
Okay,
What are
sir.
the causes of dull aching pain in malignancy?
Sir, growth of the tumor, which causes the capsule to stretch. Second is hypoxia-induced hypoxia causes the interferon to
That
release,
is
which
usually
causes pain.
acute pain. Hypoxia induced or necro pain is acute pain. Here it is a
Sir,
dull aching pain. So usually it is a locally advanced. Whenever there is a locally advanced disease, involvement of the surrounding structures like nerves, it will cause a pain, a persistent pain, and dull aching pain in such situation.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
So on general examination, patient is conscious, cooperative, well oriented in time, place, and person. His performance score is 90. Pulse is 80 per minute in the right radial artery. BP is 130/70 in the supine position in the right arm. Respiratory rate is 18 per minute. He is afebrile. No pallor, icterus, cyanosis, clubbing, lymphadenopathy, or edema. Skull and spine are normal. On systemic examination, patient was examined in supine position in broad daylight. On inspection, the shape of the abdomen is normal. Umbilicus was centrally placed. No scars or sinuses, dilated veins or lump visible over the abdomen. On palpation, on superficial palpation, there is no raised temperature or no tenderness. On deep palpation, the abdomen is soft. There is a soft, non-tender, vague mass palpable in the left loin region. Borders are ill-defined. It is a smooth surface moving with respiration, not ballotable. There is no organomegaly other than this. Hernial size are normal. Genital examination normal. On percussion, no evidence of free fluid. On DRE, perianal sensations are well felt. Prostate has a flat surface with smooth surface, no nodules. Rectal mucosa free. Anal tone normal. No blood on returning finger. Bulbocavernosus reflex is present.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. So you put slide of that deep palpation. Deep
Yes, sir.
palpation का slide रखिए. हाँ,
Yes.
बोलिए. Tell me, Monish, what else you want to ask again in the palpation?
So regarding the mass, I would like to know the approximate size of the mass, the shape, surface, and the mobility of the mass, and also the movement with respiration.
Yeah, there is movement with respiration. The surface is firm in consistency. What else you asked me? Borders are ill-defined.
Okay.
And
It's
what
the
else you
border
asked me?
defined, but still you can tell about the size.
Yes, so the
Uh,
size is approximately
Whether it's
very
to
large, almost
yes. Then what else?
15
Yes,
by.
Mohit?
so whether the upper border is palpable or it is underneath the coastal margin.
Okay. And what about other margins?
So the medial, lateral, and the lower margins also.
So
Noting
first,
well
So
they extended.
sir, as
so
the
the
mass
lower
is palpable,
margin is
Tell one by one. कोई
yes, sir. Sir, as the mass is palpable and from this deep palpation, sir, I will check the flank tenderness is there or not. The second, I think I will rule out the exact origin of. I will rule out the origin of the mass, whether it is rising from the intra-abdominal or from the retroperitoneum by the knee elbow position test. Sir.
Okay, so it is a size, side, shape, surface, margin, edges, border, consistency, tenderness, skin over the swelling, bimanually palpable, palatable, movement with respiration. One shot ये पूरा एग्जामिनेशन में आना चाहिए.
Yes.
तो
okay,
इधर
sir.
उधर का पूछने का चांस नहीं रखना चाहिए. बताते समय भी ये पूरा लाइन एक लाइन में आना कि फिंगर
Yes.
Yes, sir.
इंसुलेशन अंडरनीथ द ये क्या रिब वो भी पॉइंट बोल देना चाहिए उसमें. Resonance note or is there any resonance note over the mass? Yes
Mass.
or no? ये सब चीजें इसमें आना है. छोटा छोटा चीज के लिए यहाँ अटक गया ना तो आगे वायवा नहीं जाएगा.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All of you have to mug up. You have to write down whatever Dr. said. Please write down all the points. So whenever
I
you are examining the paper,
I will suggest all the exam going person, please read Das book of surgery. Very small book.
Yeah.
Clinical examination Das by Das. Only 3-4
Yes, sir.
chapters of urology. So don't deviate from that protocol of general surgery.
Yes.
remember, all of us are general surgeon first.
Yeah. And late examiner will tell you, no, I don't interested in such small things. Please tell me what is exact finding. Then it's okay. But you should not deviate from the basic protocol.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
Okay. So after palpation, she already she has written not palatable. Not palatable means it is bimanually palpable. It is considered
Yes,
as a bimanually palpable.
Yes, sir. Should I go ahead?
So
No.
Monish, what is your
Yes.
diagnosis?
There's a vague mass in the left loin region.
Which is not ballotable.
Yes.
An ill-defined border surface. Borders are ill-defined.
So it may be a hydronephrotic kidney, secondary to any calculus disease or PUJ obstruction. So it may be malignancy like RCC. So also the mass, also sir, any cystic disease of the kidney like ADPKD.
Usually the hydronephrosis is a well-defined mass.
Yes.
Yes.
Here it is borders are ill-defined. There is a vague mass. Then surface is smooth, some non-tender. You can put a hydronephrosis as one of the differential, but not a first. I feel what I feel first is probably a renal mass, renal tumor. That should be the first. Then someone down the line again, gross hydronephrotic kidney with PUJ, gross hydronephrotic kidney with any obstruction like PUJ, stone, stricture, anything.
Yes.
So malignancy will be the first diagnosis. रहना चाहिए इसमें because it is a bimanually palpable, not palatable mass having a ill-defined border, and mass is not well defined. It is vague mass. So all these things here suggestive to us. Some big
Malignancy.
mass is there which is probably secondary to the malignancy.
Yes.
Okay, here you can also, if you are sure, if on examination, okay, this may not be kidney, you can always say a differential diagnosis or whatever else you are thinking.
Yes.
But to be sure, and you should be able to justify yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So there are 2-3 points suggestive of malignancy, 2-3 point against the malignancy. For example, that smooth surface probably not suggestive of malignancy. Okay.
Yes.
So, but well-defined borders and ill-defined mass or vague mass is suggestive towards the malignant. Not palatable, biminally palpable. That means it is advanced mass, advanced lump. It is again suggestive towards the malignant. So, 3-4 xanthographic hematospile nephritis again. If it is a if it is a cystic glossolated surface अगर है तो KD PKD ये सब चीजें 5-6 डायग्नोसिस बोलना है start with malignant.
Yes.
So in exam, you have to, if they say okay, why you are talking of malignancy, these are the points you have to say. At the same time, they say okay, then why if you are it is a malignancy, why you are thinking of hydronephrosis, or then you have to talk of other points. So please remember, you have to justify.
Sir, it is very clear that whatever you tell in exam, if you are telling xanthographic hematospile nephritis, at least there should be 2 backup points in your mind which suggest there is a xanthographic hematospile nephritis. Otherwise, don't tell.
Yes.
So whatever you say, you should know how to justify it.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
true.
Yes. So now what you want to do?
With this, I would like to investigate the patient with the urine analysis, CBC, serum creatinine electrolytes, and sonography, sir. Ultrasonography as my first investigation.
Hemoglobin is 13.1, TLC and platelet count was normal, blood glucose 132, creatinine 0.57, urea 14, urine routine pus cells 4 to 5, RBCs 2 to 3, traces of albumin and no sugar. Urine culture sensitivity showed E. coli, sodium 138, potassium 4.3, calcium 8.0. What else you wanted?
Ultrasonography.
Colony count of the E. coli.
E. coli, urine culture.
Sorry, I don't have the report.
It is a significant colony count with some.
It is significant.
Sensitivity to nitrofurantoin.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Okay, sir.
See, 90% chances that it will be sensitive to nitrofurantoin, and it is meropenem, which is almost 95 to 98%. Okay, who is going to read this sonography? Monish?
Yes. Sir. So the first when we are seeing the sonography of the bladder and the prostate.
Yeah.
So the bladder contour looks normal. Walls are smooth and the thickness is normal. And the prostate actually size is not mentioned.
But it's not appearing, na, enlarged, or you think
Yes,
it is enlarged?
Not appearing enlarged.
Yeah.
Seems
okay.
normal. So next film is of the right kidney. So there is no dilatation of the calyces, no hydronephrosis, no radiopaque shadow seen. The corticomedullary differentiation is well maintained.
Radio? Can you say radio opaque? Please, you are talking of ultrasonography.
Yes, sir. There's no echogenic mass seen, calculus or any shadow seen. So on the left kidney, so there's a mixed echogenic mass which is seen probably at the upper or lower end. I cannot make out.
Are you able to see the kidney on the left side?
Just some parts are on the right side, but mostly you can see like a mixed echogenic mass, but it's labeled left kidney.
Okay.
Okay, should I read the sonography?
Yeah, please read.
The report shows that there is enlargement of the left kidney. There is a well-defined solid space-occupying lesion, 14 by 12.8 centimeters, seen close to the upper pole of the left kidney, query carcinoma of left kidney. There is cholelithosis with multiple gallstones of varying size seen within the gallbladder.
Paras, now what do you want to do?
So now, with this, still my diagnosis is not confirmed. I will likely to go ahead with the CECT with the IV contrast, both plain CT as well as contrast CT and delayed images. Sir.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll show you
First,
slides there.
first you want to do
Yeah,
Is there any plain film?
step again.
this is the plain film.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, Paras, you tell us.
Okay.
After he finishes again, start from the first.
Just see
film.
all once. Yeah, then I
Fir-
will start from the first.
First film.
This is contrast. This is contrast.
Start from the plain film, please. Just finish that.
I'm starting from the beginning now. See properly, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, come on,
Plain
start.
film. This is with contrast. Okay, is it too fast? No, no. This is delayed phase. And this is a reconstructed image. This is left side, lower down. This is right. Sorry.
Yes, Paras.
Yes, sir. Sir, starting from the plain film, there is a mass lesion rising from the upper, rising suprarenal on the left side.
Start.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes, very clearly.
Sir,
Don't directly to your pathology lesion.
yes, sir. In abdominal organ, liver, spleen, pancreas appear to be normal. On left side, on plain film, I appreciate a mass lesion which is
What about the
suprarenal.
right side?
So right side
First
appear to be normal, sir.
First you go on an abnormal side.
Yes.
Whether
Sir,
it's infection, palpation, anything, what you will do first?
so right side kidney appear to be normal in size, shape, uh, and promote contrast uptake and excretion. There is no abnormality. I can appreciate on right side. On pathological side, left side, there is a mass in the suprarenal region, which is on plain film. There is a large mass. On contrast, there is a heterogeneous enhancement of the contrast with the area of necrosis appreciated within the lesion, and this
Can you
mass
show me the next?
appear to be compressing the left kidney and deviating the angle of the kidney, deviating the angle of the left kidney. I not appreciate any of the lymphadenopathy. I did not left renal vein. Rest appear to be normal, sir.
Can we show the last two films?
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
This is the delayed phase.
This is the delayed films. Okay.
This is the last one.
Yes.
Yes, sir. This is left suprarenal mass compressing the right kidney, left kidney. Sorry, compressing the left kidney, and left renal vein. In contrast, will appear to be normal.
Compressing delay for the what is it doing?
Yes, sir.
Is push.
That left suprarenal mass has lifted the pancreas, if you see carefully.
Can you see? Can you appreciate it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Here, I'll show sir because my cursor is there. Here,
Yeah.
Down, go down, downfill.
here
Wait.
also, here
Yeah.
also. Here. This is the spleen and this
Spleen,
is the
yeah.
pancreas.
Yes.
So the kidney is pushed down, displaced, correct? Like the pancreas, but it is not infiltrating. Is it infiltrating?
No, sir. It is actually abating the upper pole of the left kidney, and
Yes.
upper pole is
Yeah.
compressed by the mass.
So now what is the difference between malignancy and incidentoma? How will you
The
differentiate?
incidentoma is defined as any lesion which is more than 1 centimeter and diagnosed on investigation unrelated to its pathology.
Yeah, but now you want to differentiate on CT scan or on history. What are the features which shows that it is incidentoma and it is not malignancy? What are the differences? Start from the age. Usually, adrenal incidentoma is seen more than 30 years. Second thing is, what is the size?
More than 1 centimeter.
So more than 1 centimeter.
But
It
maximum?
is maximum 4 centimeter, above 4 centimeter.
4 centimeter. How many grams usually? More than 100 grams, then chances of malignancy are very high.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
Now on CT scan, what are the things you will see that differentiate adenoma from malignancy?
So
Sir,
first in the plain film. Hello.
You have to do both, plain and enhanced.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So in the plain film, in case of adenoma, so adenoma
Yeah.
is less than 10 HU, and because of the fat content of the adenoma, and the adeno.
Start from the well delineated, correct?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Not going into the other organs. Number
Yes.
one. Second,
The adenoma is homogeneous,
Yes.
well differentiated, and
Yes.
having low HU value, whereas malignancy is large, heterogeneous, with area of necrosis, calcification with it, and
Yes.
having a HU value of approximately more than 30, sir.
More than 20.
Yes,
More than 20. So less than 10, they have said specificity and it is almost 88 and 98%.
Yes.
Okay.
yes, sir.
But so less than 10 and more than 20, yes. In between, there is a problem.
Yes.
So what are the things? If a person is more than 30 years, if the mass is less than 4 to 6 centimeter, less than 100 gram, the surface means it is well circumscribed, no necrosis, correct? HU less
Yes.
than 10, no calcification, surrounding organs are not involved, then chances of incidentoma is high on CT scan.
Yes.
These are the
Yes.
important features you have to talk.
Yes. Yes.
So in this case, what do you think?
So his actually size is much more. It seems more than 10 centimeter.
So along
Secondly,
the
it is
size, there are
heterogeneously.
Yeah.
It is heterogeneously enhancing more than 10 centimeter mass.
What happens in washout? Can you tell me? Huh, Monish?
Yes, sir. In adrenal adenoma, there is a rapid washout of the contrast. So the relative washout percentage
Yes.
is very
At 5
high
minutes and
in the
15
adrenal
minutes.
adenoma. So we
So
basically
you
compare the.
5 minutes,
Yes.
correct? 5 minutes and 15 minutes. In 5 minutes, how much? In adenoma, almost 50% washout will be there. At 15 minutes, it will be almost 70%.
Yes.
Okay? But
Yes.
compared to that, if you go to see, if it is malignancy, it will not be.
Yes.
Okay? It is 15% and 30 to 35%.
Yes.
So that is the difference. Normally, what happens? The washout should be very early in malignancy,
Yes.
right? In kidney
Yes.
and other places, if you see, because there is the malformations, AV malformations.
Yes.
Here it is not there. So that is why it is there, but not so much. But in there is increased vascularity in adenoma. So washout is much faster.
Yes.
Okay. What is CT report?
So the CT report shows a large left retroperitoneal mass 13 by 12 centimeters in the axial directions and 11.7 centimeters craniocaudally, not separable from the left adrenal gland, with areas of necrosis present but with reasonably well defined margins. This is displacing the left kidney inferiorly, pancreas and splenic vein anteriorly, and closely related to the diaphragmatic crust and mild thickening of surrounding fascia. The adrenal mass, such as cortical carcinoma, is more likely than adenoma. Image-guided histopathological correlation is suggested. Gallbladder, multiple tiny calculi present, and a simple cyst of 13 mm present in left kidney.
RS,
Yes, sir.
displacing. Please remember this word.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Fine. Now, can this be pheochromocytoma? How will you differentiate pheochromocytoma, malignancy, and adenoma? So, adenoma and malignancy are talked about. What about pheochromocytoma?
Again, pheochromocytoma can be diagnosed based on the first on the symptomology complex, second on the image characteristics of the pheochromocytoma. In the symptomology complex, the patient has a history of hypertension, episodic hypertension, precipitation, and paroxysmal episodes, and
No, no, I'm
and
talking
if
of, we are talking of CT report at present.
yes, sir. In the CT reports, sir, pheochromocytoma is the washout studies reliably diagnose it from the malignancy as well as adenomas. Sir, it has an absolute washout and a relative washout studies. And in this, is the absolute washout study has more than 60%. This is more suggestive of a pheochromocytoma, and the relative washout of more than 40% suggestive of pheochromocytoma. And if it is does not fall in this category, that it is more likely to be a uh,
So
adrenocortical
that's
tumor, sir.
the important point. One is washout, and
Yes,
second
sir.
is
Yes,
HU. Again, if it is
yes,
very high, it is
pheochromocytoma.
pheochromocytoma.
Yes.
So to confirm, what you can do?
So urinary
So
plasma-free
clinical
metanephrines and
clinic,
24-hour
clin-
urinary metanephrine.
clinical diagnosis, radiological diagnosis, and laboratory diagnosis.
Diagnosis.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
So radiology, CT oblique MRI, both have adequate sensitivity. And clinical examination that already has told that there are some paroxysms, hypertension. There are near about 5 to 6 P's are there. PLR. तो वो सब चीजें याद रखना पड़ेगा और उसके बाद में इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज यूरिनरी एंड अगेन प्लाज्मा so and we have to decide which investigation, what is protocol in your institute, routinely doing what we are routinely doing, tell that one.
So in suppose after this, what you like to do? MRI. Why MRI will be more precise?
So MRI in case of pheochromo will show the intense enhancement on the T2 weight MRI, which is also called as the light bulb sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sensitivity of the CT as well as MRI is not gross difference for the adrenal pure. For extra adrenal, MRI is better than the CT.
So when we'll do MRI? Tell me. Now next question is, in which conditions of adrenal you like to do MRI?
sir. First, the patient has a raised serum creatinine or any allergy to the contrast, which is a valid indication. Second, if we have any diagnosis dilemma, whether it is a pheo or ACC, despite our when the tumor is in an intermediate group, and third, when we want to further evaluate this mass, like we will like
So in
renal vein
pregnant female, you
status
will
is
do
not there.
in pregnant female you will do sitting.
No, sir, MRI. Sir, in pregnant
Children you
female,
will do sitting.
sir, in pregnant female we do MRI, sir.
And in children,
Sir, MRI.
So
and then
also if the
so you have to be,
biochemical testing.
and when the examiner is asking you in which conditions you like to do MRI for adrenal mass, you have to say, case sir, one, if the creatinine is high, contrast, patient is cannot tolerate contrast, or he has got hypersensitivity, pregnant female, lactating female, and children.
Yes.
Like Dr. Gite is telling you every time, these are the things you have to see. Adrenal is adrenal. Okay. There are chances that you will not get. 99% you may not get, but 1% chances you will get it. And if you know all these things thoroughly, then no one can fail you.
When you will do MIBG scan?
Sir, if the biochemical testing is positive for pheochromo, but we cannot locate the adrenal pheo on the CT scan.
Biochemical
And-
positive, radiological negative.
Yes.
That is the
And
indication
paraganglioma.
for MIBG.
Okay, and even for the paraganglioma.
That CT report again suggests of image guided biopsy. Dash histological correlation suggested from the enhancing solid area. So where is the role of biopsy? When you will do biopsy?
As a biopsy, if we are suspecting adrenocortical carcinoma, which is metastasized or it is inoperable. So in that case,
Dekho,
sir,
the first thing is whatever may be the tumor,
Primary
is it functional or not functional? Very important before deciding the biopsy.
yes,
Yes, sir.
If it is functional, if you are taking the biopsy, then you have to do all the things whatever you are doing for the removal of that tumor, like
Yes.
for anesthetic preparation, pre-op, intra-op stuff. समझ रहे हो ना?
yes,
Most important
Our
thing
biopsy
is
in adrenocortical tumor is only for the unresectable tumor
yes,
or locally advanced or metastatic tumor. Whenever you are planning for systemic medical therapy or before the systemic medical therapy, in terms of, for example, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, in terms of mitoten, whenever it that adrenocortical tumor is not operable, in such situation only there is a role of biopsy.
yes,
So usually
And
usually radiologist will after few days radiologist will write treatment also.
and biopsy, before biopsy, you have to 100% rule out it is not pheochromocytoma.
pheochromocytoma. Yes,
Otherwise
So
there will be
functional assessment is very important. So how will you do functional assessment?
Yeah,
so
tell
so urinary 24-hour metanephrine and the plasma-free metanephrine for pheochromocytoma. And
If you want to do plasma metanephrine,
yes, sir.
Sir, before we just go ahead with blood reports, the blood investigation, there was a question, how will you differentiate between lipid poor adenoma and ACC? Can you please help with the answer?
see, then it becomes very,
Surjit has asked.
yeah, 70% cases means they are positive. So only the 30% chances are there. But in that we have already differentiated. We have told that margin, you have to see there is no necrosis, no calcification. So all these things are there, then it goes in favor of malignancy.
So in
That is why all
MRI,
the
Oh.
so in case of MRI, we can do watch for signal dropout on out of phase MRI. So that will
Yes,
suggest
then
you of
MRI
adenoma.
also can be done.
Yes,
Correct. So that is the
Correct.
second. First is
Yes.
in CT. In CT, if you are convinced that this is, even if it is a poor lipid and 30% falling into adenoma, but it is not malignancy, there is no need.
yes.
Correct.
Okay. So now my question was why metanephrine?
So metanephrines are produced by the tumor at a very constant rate, as against the catecholamines, which are
Exactly. Please tell everyone properly that catecholamines are converted into metanephrine
and they are secreted at a very constant rate into the bloodstream. So the sensitivity of diagnosing pheochromocytoma is very high.
very high. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is
Also,
one.
catecholamines are released on a diurnal basis, whereas metanephrines are continuously present in the blood. So there is higher chance of
So that means it is converted
happening.
by malignant cells.
Yes.
So that is the reason. So you have to remember that.
So,
Yes.
so if
Okay.
examiner asks if you want to do a single test, which test you want to do?
So plasma-free metanephrine.
Yeah, because The sensitivity is 99%.
Yes.
Yes.
Highest sensitivity amongst the all investigations nowadays we are doing for including urine, plasma, all metanephrine, non-metanephrine, VMA. Highest sensitivity is plasma metanephrine, 99%.
Yes.
So
Okay. What are the
what
investigations?
precautions you will take while doing the plasma metanephrine?
How will you collect blood?
Yeah, that's what I am asking.
Yes. Paras, how will you collect blood?
Sir, it
We
should be
can collect
collected
blood.
to.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
will speak from Sonam.
Hello.
Yes. Tell us, Paras.
Yes, sir. It should be collected in this sitting position. Avoid any stress and avoid any medication like beta blockers that can affect the
But the
its level,
commonest
sir.
medication patient may be on. So one is a beta blocker, you said. Second is
So SSRI.
yes,
SSRS.
antidepressant, levodopa.
Yes.
Yes, sir, for Parkinson drugs, sir.
Phenoxybenzamine, is it necessary to stop if he is taking for hypertension?
Yes, I used to
Sir, it need to be stopped.
stop the medication.
With phenoxybenzamine. Is it necessary to stop phenoxybenzamine?
No,
Hello.
sir. It only blocks the alpha, the receptors. So there's no need to stop the phenoxybenzamine. The metanephrine levels will be the same.
Sure.
Beta blockers is what? Phenoxybenzamine is what?
So it's a non-selective blocker, sir. Alpha blocker.
Yes.
So you
So
want
beta
to stop the,
blocker you have to- Answer, Dr. Jite.
so same
So we-
question, phenoxybenzamine, if you want to stop or not.
So need not stop, because if we stop, then it may precipitate a hypertensive crisis. Or
So you can replace that drug with other drug. Anyhow, phenoxybenzamine nowadays people are not using as per preparation of that preoperative preparation also. Because
yes,
it will control the hypertension, but there are more chances of intraoperative and postoperative hypertension also along with phenoxybenzamine.
yes,
And plus intraoperative hypertensive crisis chances are more because complete control of that hypertension is not possible only with phenoxybenzamine. So people are using the prazosin nowadays.
yes,
So we have to
See,
stop the
phenoxybenzamine is
phenoxybenzamine,
the right drug of the choice.
L-DOPA, antipsychotic drug, and tricyclic antidepressant.
These
ECA,
are the
L-DOPA, phenoxybenzamine, and antipsychotic drug. Acetaminophen again you have to stop. Which position?
yes. So supine position for at least 15 to 30 minutes.
After overnight fasting.
Yes.
Okay.
So also
And-
caffeine or smoking should be avoided for 1 day.
Yes, drug, diet, and stress increases the plasma catecholamines level.
Yes.
and after doing venipuncture, you put the cannula and wait for 10 to 15 minutes and then. So start from earlier, 1 day, fasting, stop
Yes.
smoking, stop meditations, right? Then in
Yes.
supine position, put intracat, wait for 10-15 minutes and then collect, right? And
Yes.
what is the important? Which bottle you will use usually for catecholamines?
So plain bulb.
Yeah, but usually they say that if you take dark color and if you are collecting urine, then it should be dark color, cold, and it should be acidified. Okay,
Yes.
if you are collecting urine, otherwise catecholamines will disintegrate. So remember this
Yes.
when you are collecting urine. And in
Yes.
okay, so these are the two important things. See, when some examiners, old time examiners, they
Yeah.
used to correct all these things.
Yes.
Like we used to do it. So we have to remember all these things. Nowadays in your hospitals, you may not be collecting. So directly they go to the pathologist.
Yes.
Please understand. Okay. So what else? Which other test you like to do?
The cortisol level.
So
And
metanephrine and normetanephrine in the plasma are in normal range. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you like to do now?
So also how to rule out Cushing's.
pushing.
So what test you will do?
So late night salivary cortisol and
So serum
dexamethasone
cortisol.
suppression test.
Are you routinely doing same things in your hospital? Salivary cortisol level.
No, so serum cortisol level.
So serum cortisol will be cost.
Why you are theoretical in practical example? What we usually do in practical OPD? Which investigation routinely?
The serum cortisol.
Tell
Serum
that only, na.
If the examiner asks you from where else you can collect, you know that I can collect it from the saliva also. But otherwise, what we are doing routinely, that is most important. Examiner wants to know, even if you have seen one case, whether you have really done proper work or not. That is the most important thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Then
serum cortisol. Any other thing for Cushing?
Sir, if serum cortisol level is raised, then I will go with the low dose dexamethasone test and one other ACTH level I can do, sir, for pushing.
What is by 1 milligram dexamethasone suppression test?
Sir, it is a screening test. We give 1 milligram of dexamethasone in the night at around 11
11
p.m.
p.m.
Yes, sir, and collect the serum cortisol level at
8
in the
a.m.
morning 8 a.m. And if it is
Okay.
suppressed below 50 milligram, then it is negative. 5 gram per deciliter, then it is negative. And if it is not able to suppress, then it is considered a positive low dose dexamethasone test.
So if it is more than 10, it is considered as a
Positive.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And if it is less than 10, it is less than 5, it is negative.
Yes.
Okay.
fine.
So
What else? That is for the Cushing's. Then
Yes.
what else?
Sir, so with
So for the aldosterone, for the cons,
usually,
Uh,
usually in the size of the tumor is against the con.
yes,
and
large
sir,
tumor.
patient is hypertensive, hypokalemic, then I will test for the cons. Otherwise, if it is
So
not there,
tell me
hypertension.
basic investigation for con. 1, 2, 3.
So plasma
So the
aldosterone to renin level, potassium, serum potassium level.
First, you will do serum potassium. Second,
Is
serum aldosterone. And third is
That is
aldosterone renin ratio. That's
yes,
yes.
very
Okay.
simple. Please remember these three things.
yes.
Okay? Why you want to do renin aldosterone? This thing ratio.
So in con syndrome, the only the aldosterone is increased, but the renin is normal. So the aldosterone to renin ratio is increased. So aldosterone to renin ratio more than 30.
Yeah.
More than 30 is
Differentiate from
suggestive of con syndrome.
primary hyperaldosterone from to the secondary hyperaldosterone.
Yes. Good. Then what else you like to do?
And sir, for other sex steroids, if it the features suggestive of their like virilization is there and testicular atrophy is there, then I will go ahead with the other hormonal assets. Otherwise, I won't go with
No,
that.
in this patient, do you want to go for
No, sir.
sex
No, sir.
What
No,
else?
investigation in terms of dihydroxyprogesterone
No, sir.
and
No, sir.
hydroxyprogesterone and all that what you require for
No,
to
sir.
diagnose the sex steroid problems.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So here, best important thing is you are suspecting either a giant pheochromocytoma or
Or sir,
adrenocortical carcinoma.
Carcinoma.
yes.
Okay, so these are the two things. Functioning that plasma metanephrine and normetanephrine is normal. So the chances of pheochromocytoma cannot be ruled out, but it is less functioning pheochromocytoma. Okay, it may sometimes the reports may be normal, but intraoperatively we have seen suddenly there is a hypertensive crisis.
Severe. I have seen
Severe.
2 cases.
And
Severe.
the biochemical reports are normal. So sometimes it will happen like that. but the
Yes.
chances are less, and all the things is favoring towards probably adenocortical carcinoma.
I will give you only one advice. The rule of thumb, please consider in
Each,
your private practice
yes,
every adrenal tumor as a pheochromocytoma, and
yes,
even
yes,
if you are pre-operatively, you prepare the patient the same way and do uh, every measure during surgery as a pheochromocytoma. I have burned my fingers twice, so please
Yes.
understand. Okay,
Yes.
right. Okay, now what you like to do?
Sir,
Uh,
now
so even if you're
pheochromocytoma is ruled out primarily as of now. Sir, considering his
here, here,
biochemical
if you are
test,
suspecting adrenocortical carcinoma, then it is again a functioning and non-functioning type. So 50%
yes, sir.
were probably non-functioning,
function,
and
yes,
near about functioning is 50%, I hope. So in
yes,
that again includes Cushing, then Cushing plus virilization syndrome, virilization only, and feminization and
So this,
hyperaldosteronism. So these
as
are
the
some
doctor
percentage to
doesn't
treat.
think
So
this
all
patient
these,
is very rich and he doesn't mind doing other investigations, then what other investigations you like to do?
the first is cortisol because most commonly cortisol is secreted by the adenocortical carcinoma. Uh,
Any other thing?
Sir, chest
uh,
CT, sir.
Genetic thing you like to do?
Sir, chest CT to rule out metastasis, sir, because the tumor is very high, large size.
Okay.
usually it will spread to lung, liver, and bone and surrounding structure.
yes,
Okay, so you can do chest CT also. And someone is already writing, in spite of if there is having a symptoms of either male or female virilization only, then it is necessary to do the sex steroid investigation. That is
yes.
true. Okay, what next?
Genetic things you will do.
So in case if there is a family history of any so VHL or Mann syndrome, so if there is bilateral tumor, multiple tumors, so in that case we can do a genetic test.
Okay. So what are the things? What are the syndromes associated with this?
So with pheochromocytoma, so VHL, neurofibromatosis 1, MEN 2, and so SDHB associated pheochrom.
And men too.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Right. Okay. Good. So now what you like to do for this patient?
Sir,
Sir,
like to
staging,
confirm the biological status and complete the staging.
So what is the staging?
sir, it
Which
is,
stages of it you use?
Pardon,
sir,
sir?
it is T3 to T4 and 0 uh, and M0, sir. Under TNM staging, sir.
Yes. So it is which stage?
Sir, it is stage third. Stage third, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now what do you like to do?
CT chest to complete the staging.
CT chest is normal.
Yes.
So, since it is a high risk category group, and there is a preserved fat plane between the tumor and the kidney, I will go for the excision of the mass, keeping in mind to achieve R0 dissection. So I will prefer,
Now,
sir.
consider this as a pheochromocytoma. How will you prepare the patient?
Sir, considering
So the
pheochromocytoma of 10 to 14 days earlier, I start on preparing the patient to control his blood pressure, and I will either give phenoxyazine or the calcium channel blockers, and noted BP, and
What
any BP should not be more than 160 by 90. Complete alpha blockade, and if patient on complete alpha blockade developed tachycardia, I will add beta blocker also. And on the day of surgery, I will hydrate. One day before the surgery, I will hydrate the patient adequately. Miss the morning dose of phenoxybenzaimine, and minimal intraoperative handling of the tumor. And rest I inform my anesthetic team for any intraoperative hypertensive crisis during the handling of the tumors.
How will you confirm your blockade is adequate
Sir, if
preoperatively?
So is the Roisen's criteria for the adequacy of the blockade. So BP should not be.
You must know that criteria because that is published in Journal of Urology.
So BP should not be more than 160/90, and there should not be more than 5 EPCs per minute, and there should not be any STT changes, and so there should not be any postural hypotension less than 85/40 millimeter of mercury.
So 4 factors in that. The arterial BP should be less than 160/95.
Yes.
Okay, in last 48 hours before taking the surgery. Mild orthostatic hypotension and hypotension should not be less than 80/45. ECG free of ST changes, and another is ventricular ectopic beats less than 1 over the 5 minutes. So ये आप याद रखो, एग्जाम में आप पूछ सकते हैं या थ्योरी में भी लिख सकते हो, और इंडियन जर्नल ऑफ यूरोलॉजी में ऑलरेडी 2017 में शायद पब्लिश हुआ.
Yes. So Monish, can you tell me very systematically how will you prepare this patient? How many days will start the preparation?
So the preparation of the patient will start about 10 to 14 days before the surgery.
Always 2 to 3 weeks, please. Minimum 14 days. Minimum. I can say 21 days. Okay.
Yes.
How will you start it? First, what will you give?
So first I'll start with the alpha blockade. So I'll prefer a non-specific like phenoxybenzamine or prazosin. The phenoxybenzamine I'll start with 10 milligram twice daily. And so after the complete alpha blockade, if there is tachycardia, then I would like to add beta blocker.
Suppose there is no tachycardia, you will not start beta blocker?
No, sir. If there is
why you want to start beta blocker?
So due to the alpha blockade, due to the low BP, there is a chance of tachycardia and also the arrhythmias. So
to control the reflex tachycardia is one answer. Another answer?
So for the arrhythmias.
So it will act as a prophylaxis against the arrhythmia during the surgery.
So you have to start, please. Both of you are telling me the wrong things. You start alpha blocker first. Why you want to start alpha blocker and not beta blocker?
So if we block the beta blockers first, then the catecholamines will act on the alpha receptor and it will increase the blood pressure.
Exactly. So first you have to start alpha blocker. After 2 days or 3 days, you start beta blocker. You monitorize the patient and you continue it till the morning of the operation. You don't have to stop. Correct?
Yes.
Along with that, what else you will give?
So along with that, sir, I'll 2 days before the surgery, I'll admit the patient. I'll do the pre-op hydration. I'll do the salt loading for the patient.
So salt loading only 2 days is enough? No, you have to tell him from the beginning. 15 days.
Yes. Alpha blocker, salt and oral fluids for 15 days.
Yes.
Has to take it.
Yes.
So why you want to give salt and fluid?
So because after the surgery, when we remove the tumor, then suddenly there is chances of hypotension.
Why there is a chances of hypotension?
So because the catecholamine levels will drop and suddenly there might be a hypotensive crisis.
What else?
Sir.
Why there is hypotension?
Sir, there might be and there is a.
What you will give?
So for
when
hypotension,
you adenoma, the blood pressure will rise. So what you will do?
So in case of hypertensive crisis, then we can give nitroprusside or NTG, sir.
Phentolamine. Correct? You will give it.
Yes. Yes.
Sodium nitroprusside, phentolamine, labetalol.
Yes.
These are the drugs. You must at least know the names of drugs.
Yes.
So when you give this and when suddenly it has stopped making, what will happen? All this will have a side effect. severe hypertension.
Yes.
So this is also very important because intraoperatively you will have to give your anesthetist will have to push
Yes.
because blood pressure will go more than 220, 240, 280 also. This is I have seen.
Yes.
Okay, so that is why
Yes.
you have to prepare and do all these things. What is the
Yes.
role of corticosteroids? When you will give corticosteroids?
Uh, there's
एडसन
no.
क्राइसिस कब होंगे?
So in case bilateral, if you are doing
Okay.
adrenalectomy, in that case we can expect the Addison's crisis.
तो
Correct.
उसमें क्या करेंगे फिर? कैसे रिप्लेस? समझो दोनों एड्रेनल निकाल दिया तो कैसे रिप्लेस करेंगे?
So we can plan for a partial adrenalectomy, like the cortex preserving.
ठीक है, दोनों निकाल
adrenalectomy.
दिया बोल रहा हूँ ना यार मैं तो.
That is saying both are removed.
तो कैसे रिप्लेस करें? क्या देंगे?
So we'll give dexamethasone.
We give mineralocorticoids, sir.
Dexamethasone can be.
The dexamethasone 10 milligram will give.
Any other drug except Dexa?
So fludrocortisone.
Yes.
Yeah. Fine. Okay.
हाइड्रोकॉर्टिसोन भी दे सकते हैं.
Yes.
और रूटीन जो हाइड्रोकॉर्टिसोन है वो भी दे सकते हैं.
Yes.
So what surgery you like to do in this case?
So I need to do a radical adrenalectomy.
Which incision and
Which
which
incision, whether you do
and what surgery?
laparoscopic or whether open surgery? Tell me.
ओपन, लैप्रोस्कोपी, रोबोटिक, क्या करना चाहते हो बोलो.
So open radical adrenalectomy.
What is the ideal for adrenal tumor? Pheochromocytoma. What is the most ideal?
So open
Most
surgery
sir, open
would
sir.
be.
नहीं
What
नहीं, ideal nowadays ideal is in few selected cases laparoscopy, but that the selection should be proper and there are 1 2 3 4 5 indication for that laparoscopy. Okay, कि ऐसा ऐसा है तो laparoscopy is ideal, ऐसा ऐसा है तो laparoscopy is not open, ऐसा तो वो बता दो जो है.
What is the contraindication for not doing laparoscopic surgery?
So more than 10 centimeter tumor and
Previously when laparoscopy is in early phase, we people used to think by giving by increasing the pressure inside the abdominal by CO2 insufflation, there is a stimulation and release of the catecholamines, and there is a sudden increase in the blood pressure. But that hypothesis is 20 years before. Nowadays, laparoscopic adrenalectomy for few also is the best thing, and it should be for probably less than 5 to 6 centimeter tumor, and with expert hand is required always.
yes.
ये सब चीज है और more than 6 centimeter है तो bed.
So it is a large tumor more than 8 centimeter. Number one, it is infiltrating or it is going into the vessels. Number two, surrounding structure. Number three, okay.
Yes.
So these are the three very important contraindication. So in this case, will you like to do laparoscopy?
No, sir.
So open.
What is the ideal for this?
We open.
Open radical adrectomy.
So how will you do open? What precautions? What problem you encounter?
Sir, open sir, I can first with the position either way, flank position or the transabdominal subcostal incision can be given, and the main precaution is minimal handling of the tumor. Third is main problem which will be encountered during this is it's as the tumor is very adherent with the pancreas one and the kidney on lower side. We have to be meticulously dissect it away from the pancreas to avoid any pancreatic fistula later on, and dissection of the kidney should be liberal so that the mass can be easily separated and there should be no injury to the main renal vessels or hilum.
Yes.
Right. And now, how will you manage post-operatively? During
The post
surgery, blood pressure increases. What you will do?
So for hypertensive crisis, hello.
Yeah, Monish, we can hear you.
Yeah. So, sir, if the BP suddenly increases intraoperatively, then we can control with nitroglycerin or phentolamine.
Same thing. Phentolamine,
Yes.
nitroprusside, esmolol or labetalol.
Yes.
Combination you have to give. Okay.
Yes.
What
Yes.
else now? Post-operatively, what are the things you will take care? One is a hypotension. So what you will do?
Sir,
Sir,
it will fluid
you were
loading.
going to ask
What do you do?
intraoperatively.
Yes. What intraoperatively?
Sir, you were going to ask intraoperatively after the BP crashes, what you will do.
Yeah. So they said, no, they will give this alpha blocker. This thing, phentolamine and nitroprusside. So they said, and
No, when the BP goes down, what you will do, you were asking.
So
yeah. So
before removing the tumor or before ligating the adrenal vessels, what precautions anesthetics will take so that there should not be sudden hypotension?
So the patient should be well hydrated. The central venous pressure should be adequate.
So you must inform the anesthetist, I am ligating the vessel now and removing the tumor.
Yes.
So he should intraoperatively preload the patient with 2 to 3 liters of fluid.
Yes.
Okay. And
which
another
vessel
thing is,
will ligate?
yes sir.
adrenal veins.
Adrenal vein. Now BP comes down, but it doesn't come down totally, and again it rises in between when you touch the adrenal. What is the meaning of that?
Sir, tumor manipulation
On
lead
the
to the
left
release of
side,
catecholamine from the adrenal arteries.
on the left side, what is the venous drainage?
Into the renal veins.
Only renal vein.
Uh,
The left side renal vein.
What else it can be? It is always whenever there is increased vascularity.
Go through collateral, sir.
phrenic, inferior
Yes,
phrenic veins.
yes, phrenic will be there. Even the
Lumbar.
lumbar.
Yes.
Before joining the renal vein, adrenal vein come join with the phrenic vein and enter into the renal vein. That is the anatomy.
Yes.
So there may be multiple veins. So you ligated the main vein. In spite of that, the blood pressure keeps on increasing little. That means some small tributary or some small vein is still there.
Yes. Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So to avoid the crisis, hypotension, what you will do?
So there should be minimal handling of the tumor, and so first we'll ligate the vessels, and then we'll be
severe hypotension. To prevent that, what you will do? You tell anesthetist, na?
Yes, sir, for the preloading with the fluids.
And suppose if it decreases, then
so you can give vasopressin or noradrenaline, dopamine.
Yes. Fine. What else can happen post-operatively?
There may be Addison's crisis.
Hypoglycemia.
Yes, sir, hypoglycemia.
Always look for hypoglycemia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So post-operatively, this is very important. How will you pheochromocytoma or this there? How will you manage it post-operatively? What are the investigations you will do?
So post-operatively, after 2 weeks, we'll repeat the biochemical testing, the plasma-free metanephrines. And
If it is,
pardon, sir?
If it is high.
So if it is still high, then we'll do a CT scan of the contrast and CT scan of the abdomen pelvis to confirm whether we have removed the the adrenals total.
What else?
Look for
So
extra-adrenal sources, sir. Extra-adrenal sources of pheochromocytoma, for which
Yes, I did one, huh?
MIBG scan, sir.
Yes. So MIDG stand will show you what?
Extra-adrenal pheochromocytoma, sir.
Yes. Okay. So
What,
that is
what are the sites of extra-adrenal few?
so most common is the organ of Zucker candle, which is
Where,
anterolateral to the
where it is situated?
so anterolateral to the bifurcation of the aorta and the inferior mesenteric artery.
Okay, another site.
So after that, the cervical, then retroperitoneum, and then the pelvis.
Mediastinal,
Yes, sir, it is.
paraprostatic, bladder, urethra, seminal vesicle, vas. These are rarely reported cases, but the common is
in Mammology Society only someone had presented about 20-25 years back that whenever patient used to pass urine, he used to get hypertensive crisis. And then they found out.
myocardium. What is that called as? What sir is explaining, what is that called as?
The bladder
And what is the treatment for that?
Paraganglioma, bladder. So in that we do partial cystectomy.
Are bhau,
Yeah.
what that is called as?
So paraganglioma.
Micturition syncope.
Yes.
It is called as micturition syncope. Fainting after or during the micturition is the classical presentation.
Okay, sir.
Why there is fainting?
Due to the release of the catecholamines.
No, it is the exact pathology is not known, but the hypothesis is like that. One, it will be some vasovagal shock, or another is postural hypotension, or both. Okay. So when person strains for the urine, it stimulates the vagus. And
Yes.
when there is a stimulation of vagus, there is a bradycardia and decrease in the blood pressure.
Yes.
So whenever there is a decrease in the blood pressure, heart cannot pump efficiently. Okay.
Yes.
So patient had a fainting attack. So what will be the treatment?
Partial cystectomy.
Avoid the. If it is inside the bladder, okay, it's partial cystectomy. Suppose it is not inside the bladder, it is paraprostatic small. Then first, only problem is fainting, na?
Yes.
So after waking up from the bed, he has to stay there.
Sit for.
Sit for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes.
Then pass the urine by sitting on the commode. And after other thing is that's what the precautions can be taken, and micturition syncope can be avoided. That's what I feel, and that was written also. Okay.
Yes.
If it is pertaining to the bladder only, probably dome, in such situation, partial cystectomy is also few people have done and reported in that case.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Then
PO
how
in
will-
pregnancy.
Yeah.
So if diagnosed in first trimester, then so then we have to do abortion and along with adrenalectomy.
Patient don't want abortion.
The alpha blocker can be given safely, maintain his blood pressure,
Yes.
and avoid any
If it is
hypertension.
less than 24 weeks, start alpha as well as beta blocker. Okay. And laparoscopy can be done.
Yeah.
In third
Yes.
trimester, when patient present in the third trimester, laparoscopy. Second trimester, laparoscopy. Third trimester, again alpha plus beta blocker. Wait till 37 weeks and do Caesar plus tumor resection. Single setting.
same time.
Same time.
Or you can do just stage wise also if it is not very bad, or if there is any complication. But usually people like to do cesarean along with removal.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine. Now, after 3 months and after 1 year, then how many years you will keep on doing all the things?
So follow-up will be lifelong. We'll be doing the biochemical testing annually. And if it
Okay.
shows increase, then we'll do a imaging.
Usually 2 years. After that, we may not require if everything is fine. Correct? Why
Yes.
to do lifelong?
So usually it is for 2 years only.
Yes, Paras. You'll
So
do
usually it is
lifelong.
so 2 years.
Yeah.
And then if symptoms came, then evaluated as per the clinical situation.
Okay. Now, any other questions from your side?
Any questions, please put it up in the chat box. I'll address them with sir.
Yeah, 16% chances of recurrence. Correct.
What is my malignant PO?
So the malignancy only it can be diagnosed by metastasis. The local invasion or the imaging features cannot diagnose the malignancy.
Yes. Which metastasis is worse and which is best?
So most commonly to the lung metastasis.
Lung and liver is worse and bone is best.
Okay.
Okay, sir, one question is there any role of adrenal vein sampling?
And when it is not possible to localize the tumor, then only there is a role of adrenal vein sample. Otherwise not.
Okay. Okay, sir. What is the reason for rapid washout of adenoma? That was already discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir. Is it necessary to start antihypertensive if pheochromocyto patient is having normal BP
Yeah.
preoperatively?
That's what I'm saying.
No. The classical presentation of the PO, in how many percentage of pheochromocytoma there is associated hypertension, near about very small number. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
pressure is increase. Pressure hypertension in probably 9% of the PO. 9% of the PO. I hope. And so classical triad is possible. Classical. Where is the classical triad of the pheochromocytoma?
Hypertension, perspiration, and tachycardia.
No, headache, palpitation, and perspiration is a classical triad. Headache,
Yes.
perspiration, and palpitation.
Tachycardia. Yes.
Yeah. So pressure is not in that classical triad. So if patient
Yes, sir.
patient doesn't have a hypertension, and if he had a patient is normotensive, and before going for surgery, whatever preparations we are doing, that you have to do it if it is
Yes,
functioning.
sir.
But
Yes.
no need to start usually antihypertensive treatment as a treatment of hypertension without having it.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. And last question is there any role of PET CT scan in adrenal case?
Yes.
It is
Or we do MIBG?
Yeah, they are saying that it is in trial, but it is very promising. So maybe after a couple of years, we will see that in the guideline that PET scan is one of the things.
And as
So
far
right now
as
in exam we have no.
as far as guidelines AEVA as well as EVA, the CT, MRI, and MIBG. That's all.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
Plus
We
laboratory
talk
investigation.
MRI, nothing else. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, sir. I think, sir, all the questions are addressed.
Okay.
And
Thank
thank you, Pramod, for a very good PPT.
Sir, I'd
Because
like
of
to
you, we
ask,
could.
so whether this was a pheochromo or adenocortical carcinoma?
So
Histopathology.
histopathology बताओ ना.
Then we
Sir, I don't have, sir. Pramod, do you know the histopathology? So he's saying it was adenocortical cancer.
okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you. Sir.